Hello and good evening from Kyiv, Ukraine. My name is Bamisaye Victor, and I'm your host on the program Dear DSA. I would like to welcome every one of you who have joined now, and I will be going through the live feed to see those who we have on and those who are around now. So you can say hello, you can say hi, and I would like to read yours while I'm saying that to you as of this moment. So maybe for you it's morning, maybe for you it's afternoon, or be it evening. I'm glad it's good. And for those of you who may say maybe it doesn't look good, I'm glad we have the hope that things would be good. So I can see Plutonic, Togba, I can see Agbola Sunday, Pastor Nero Konlawole, Mofelola Olagbegi. I can see Gold V Gold, Peace Bien Ejeko, you're so much welcome. Angela Woshiora, LND, Fusan Nkata, Ajifa Deremi, you're so much welcome. Omo Yemen. Omo Yemen. I can see you welcome, John Moses. Shalom to you too. Isiwa Asemota, you're so much welcome. Tuli Mazibuko, how are you doing? I can see Osas Youngbe, Njoka Aubin. You're so much welcome. Welcome everyone. So I want to implore you to please go and share to your friends, share to your groups, share on your walls, and invite as many as possible people, people that you can invite today, and we're going to have a very interesting conversation. I can see Femi Adeshu, you also joined. Adejuma Champion, you really are the champion. Good to have you around. Bumi Akimboye Kuteme, you're so much welcome. All right, guys, so what would we be talking about today? We'll be talking about a very interesting topic, but it will be on the basis of a letter that was written to Dr. Sunday. And the author was like, I thought DSA was too hard and lacked diplomacy until. Probably we will understand until what when we begin to read the letter. So, you know, a lot of people have spoken about DSA and say, oh, you should be a little bit diplomatic, especially when he, particularly was talking about the church and the Nigerian church leaders, so to say, and the syncretism in the Nigerian church, the swapping of God for mammon, and the merchandising of the deity of God. And when you begin to talk about those things unequivocally, and you do not mince words, some people want you to be diplomatic. And the question that arises, for instance, what should be the most important? What was said or how it was said? However, I know some people will say how it was said is as important as what was said. But some wise people know that it doesn't matter how things was said, but indeed, what was said, is it true? But this person was saying, I thought DSA was too hard and lacked diplomacy until. So we will read this letter and discover, what did she discover? What did she realize that made her say, I thought DSA was hard and lacked diplomacy until. So we will see that in the letter. Who do I have here? I can see Chris Al, Miles Ojabo, Chinyere Uma, you're welcome. Charles B. Adeniji, my big boss, how are you, sir? I can see Mr. Sam Olu. I can see Gladys Osaro, Gladys Osaro. Let me not read that one. I'm gonna pluck my teeth on the show. You know, Nigeria and Africa, indeed, we have very interesting names, and they are very rhythmic. And so if you necessarily do not belong to that tribe or clan, it may be very difficult to pronounce. So you need to know how to respect yourself when you get to that juncture. So I can see Nancy Amandasu. I can see Stella Feintolano. You're very much welcome. I can see Tony Olobayo and Jude Beko, Nosebege CY. Very well. So, well, everyone, you're welcome, even those whose name I couldn't call at this moment, but you should know that you are a part of the show, and I want to encourage you to be as proactive and engaging as possible today. Invite your friends, get involved in the discussion, and also be very attentive to what we have to say. So I think it's time for me to bring on my guest. Many of you might have been able to guess, but for those of you who do not know him, you'll be seeing him again for the first time, and you'll be seeing him for the first time maybe, or if you've seen him before but you don't know who my guest is, you'll be seeing him again, then you'll know he is my guest. I'm talking of no other person than Dr. Sunday Adelaja. You're
Yes,
so much
sir.
welcome. Good to have you around today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
You're looking so sharp, and I like
Just like yourself. My honors, just like yourself.
I like your blazer. Maybe I should come for it after the show.
Yeah, will be too big. This is a 50-year-old blazer.
You know, there's a song in Yoruba I say Agbada baba mi o aṣọ ara. Agbada baba mi o aṣọ ẹ̀mí mọ́. Bó tóbi jù mí lọ máa fi bóra.
No
It
idea.
means the garment of my father is a good garment. Even if it's bigger than me, I'll cover myself with it.
You will grow into it.
You'll grow into it.
Okay.
All right, so maybe it's too big now, but well, we'll grow into it somehow. We'll grow into it somehow. All right, DSA. So it's been a very interesting week, both
But
in
we're
the
in the
world.
same color almost.
Yeah, almost same color. Almost same color. Maybe there was an inspiration that I got somehow. It was transmitted.
I think it was me because I was actually putting on a different color when I just felt, no, let me just wear another one.
It's
So,
a very brilliant coincidence.
Yes, I'm sure you had dressed before me.
Pretty sure.
Long time. Yeah.
Pretty sure I have. But it's been a very interesting week worldwide, also in Ukraine.
But what is interesting for me in my own world is that I was able to release this new book. So this new book, Moses' generation versus Joshua generation, is a prophetic book about what is coming, about the change of the guard, and the passing of the old, and the arrival of the new. And I so much wish that everybody that wants to be a part of the future church in Nigeria and Africa especially, and in the world in general, need to get familiar with this book and the points that are there. But let me ask you a question. That's the question I've been asking everybody that have been coming on the show this week.
Yeah.
What do you think this book is talking about? Moses' generation versus Joshua generation. What do you think I'm going to be addressing here?
I think from my own interaction with you, what I would believe you addressed there would be appreciation and appreciating the geos now who we really think are bad, but you're really appreciating the impact and the role they've played.
Beautiful.
You are not saying they've not done anything, but you are saying what they are doing is not for the moment. There has to be a change of dispensation. They've done their best, and they must know when to let go so that the Joshua generation can come in. So they've brought us out from the old age of traditionalism, and that's good. People know the name of God now, but it's time for people to know God and begin to experience Him in a different dimension.
Beautiful, beautiful, correct. Yes, in this book, I was appreciating the efforts of the old brigade, the older people who have who had led the church in Africa especially, and in the world before now, earlier than ourselves. But also, I am giving instruction and direction to the new generation of people who want to take their place so that they will not repeat their mistakes. But most importantly, I am outlining the duties and the functions of the new generation that is to take over from them, the Joshua generation. When you notice, when you look in the Old Testament, you will see that Moses never built any city. Moses never built any drainage. Moses never built any infrastructure. And Moses never, even planted any seed or any garden because he was always on the move. But he ended up dying without entering into the promised land. And so also is the old generation that he took out. So, but he did something, and he needs to be acknowledged for what he did by bringing out the people of God out of the wilderness of Egypt. So the same thing, we have to acknowledge these old GOs and bishops for what they did by bringing a lot of people out from the world into Christianity. But the Christianity they brought them into is the wilderness Christianity. just like Moses left and Egypt and remained and never came out of wilderness. That is how the generation of Christians that are in Nigeria right now, despite all these years of Pentecostal and charismatic Christianity, our people and our own country, even our whole continent, is still lingering in the wilderness of poverty, in the wilderness of backwardness, in the wilderness of lack of civilization and development, in the wilderness of illiteracy, in the wilderness of early death and things. So this is what this book is talking about. And what is also emphasizing the role of, so how would the new generation of believers, how would they be viewed? And what changes and how are they going to be different from the old generation of believers? So this book is going to be, it's not just a prophetic book, but it's a directional book and an instructional book for those people who want to live in the new age and dispensation of Christianity that is already dawning upon us.
Yeah. I personally agree with you in that light, because God has never been static. God is always on the move. And it's very dangerous, although maybe pleasing to some people, to be where God used to be, to remain where God used to be. Because you can stay there and be enjoying the euphoria and the nostalgia of His presence. Was indeed, God has moved. God is no longer walking in those ways. And I think what a lot of people are still holding on to in Nigeria right now is the nostalgia of the Ayobabola days, the nostalgia of the Dausa days. But indeed, God has moved, and so He has moved with His people. Because God always, not because He changes, but because He always wants us to grow into another level, another dimension of Him. So if for instance, in those days He was just doing miracles because that's what we knew, He doesn't want to be doing miracle again. He wants us to live in the perpetual understanding of the blessings that He has put in us. And so blessings, what they do is they create automatically. But if we are living where God used to be, we will still be there waiting for miracles. So like you are saying, sir, in the days of Moses, they had manna. But in the days of Joshua, they had to farm. And so the dispensation changed, and so their paradigm also changed, their reality changed. And I think when the Nigerian church, the Nigerian people understand that, yeah, thank God for Moses. Thank God for these guys who have done these great things to have brought us out of Egypt. But there has to be a change of guard. And I've not read the book, but one particular thing I know about Joshua was that even in those days, when Moses was communicating with the people, the Bible recorded that Joshua was always in the tent. So what I saw there was that even when Moses was with the people, Joshua remained with God to receive the instruction for the future. And so he may be speaking what Moses never even understood. Because when he was still with the people, Joshua was still with God. And so Joshua was able to get a clearer picture of the future that Moses will never even get to. Because otherwise, how would one explain that the only thing Moses saw about the city was when God showed him the day he was going to die? So it means the future he saw, he could not even relay. He only saw, but could not even relay. So how did Joshua know what had to be done? Because Joshua had spent a lot of time with God alone in the tent. And I believe that that is exactly what is happening now. And that's exactly what must happen. That's why there's the revolution. That's why there's a shift. Because the new Joshua generation, not with pride, but definitely with fact, know more and know exactly the things that the Moses generation didn't know. So I think it will be a very good read, because I like I said, I've spoken to you and I know a bit of your mind, and I, of course, not fully, but at least the bits that I know that you would have done enough justice to that book, and it will really be an interesting read, to talk about the Moses generation, to talk about the Joshua generation, and you are asking yourself, and I'm asking myself, who is the Moses generation who is the Joshua generation? What are the peculiarities? And of course, as you're asking yourself now, maybe you'll be guessing some. But to really get what the author is talking about, it would be good and it's advisable that you get yourself a copy right now and order it on Amazon as soon as possible. And please don't forget to also leave your reviews. I mean, your reviews will be able to help our prospective readers in the future. All right, so that's about Moses' generation and the Joshua generation. I don't know if DSA would like to have one more word on that. Or...
Yes, I just want to tell people that the book is only $3 right now this week. Before next week is for on a sale. So it's a pre-order sales on Amazon, and from next week it's going to be full price. So take advantage of it and send it to people. One of the things in this book is that we're also saying what are the difference from the two generations. So there are characteristics and points that differ the Moses generation from the Joshua generation. So point by point. And I also wrote in this book, how will you know if you are going to a Joshua generation church or a Moses generation church? So
that was very interesting. Very interesting.
How will you know if you will belong to the old age?
Because ordinarily, if you look at it now, one will think that probably the Anglican churches are the Moses generation churches, and then these new Pentecostal ones are the Joshua generation. But we may be in for a surprise.
Yeah, they have become the old generation of Moses. Most of these ones that we are seeing right now.
There's a newer model, a newer reality. All right, DSA, it will be a very interesting read. So I advise everyone who is watching now to go get it on pre-order and maximize money. Get what you can get on pre-order instead of having to buy it full price. So maximize money. All right, DSA. Today we'll be talking about I thought DSA was too hard and lacked diplomacy.
A lot of people still think like that, I guess. I think it's not only this person who thought like that. I think a lot of people are still thinking like exactly the same way. So I think I would rather forgive and show understanding to that person that it's okay, it's a normal thought. And it's okay to think like that because, I don't try to be diplomatic about the truth. You cannot be diplomatic about the truth because the Bible says you can do nothing about the truth. You can do nothing against the truth, only for the truth. So when it comes to the gospel, talking about the true gospel, there is no way for diplomacy. There is no way to be trying to play it nice. And that's what is killing Nigeria right now. What is killing Nigeria, and that's why we wrote in that book, The Plague of Silence, because what is killing Nigeria right now is that culture of trying to be soft. So everybody is compromising the truth. Whenever you try to be soft and to try to play it safe, in regards to the truth, the only casualty in that sense is the truth itself. And when the truth becomes the casualty, then progress is stopped from all fronts. And so, but you can never make the truth to be the casualty of your diplomacy and of your attempts to play it safe. So when you are trying to play it safe with truth, what you are doing is that you are compromising the truth. You are selling out on the truth. You are
betraying.
You are betraying the truth. And one thing with the principles of the kingdom of God is that, Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. So there is a symbiotic principle there. And what is that symbiotic principle? The symbiotic principle is that seek ye first the kingdom of God. The more you seek the kingdom, the more the kingdom seeks after you. The more you seek after the interest of the kingdom, the more the kingdom takes charge of your own interest. The more you are committed to the kingdom, the more commitment you get from the kingdom. Same thing is the truth, because at the very front, or at the very front line of the kingdom is the truth. So if you show commitment to the truth the truth shall be committed to you. If you show dedication to the truth will be dedicated to you. Will show dedication towards you. But if you betray the truth, things will begin to fall apart, because the predictability of the truth will not be available to you anymore. The way you relate to the truth, you get it back like a boomerang. You get it back like a boomerang. It comes to hit you. If you have betrayed the truth, you will just discover that you cannot rely on it anymore. The sand will be sinking under your feet. So that is why truth is not anything you have to negotiate or compromise about. So that's why Isaac Newton said that, yes, Plato is my friend, Socrates is my friend, but my greatest friend is the truth. And I've decided to pitch my tent with the truth. So that's why I would not be soft, because when it comes to the truth, when it comes to human relationship, because that's what people don't know the difference. When it comes to human relationship, yes, I'm not as tough in real life. I'm really very simple. I'm really very simple and easy to go. So in real life, when it comes to relationship, I am the most understanding, the most easier, the most funny, the most jovial person you could ever meet. But those things are different things. So truth is a different, it's a different subject and a different part of life. But when it comes to relationship, understanding all those things, yes, that's when you expect people to be soft, and that's when you expect people to be diplomatic. They are not on the subject of the truth. I think our people might not know the difference between, human relationship and life and principles of life and worldview in that sense. So the worldview in relation to the truth is that, your commitment to the truth dictates the truth's commitment to you. But the worldview in terms of human relationship, is that of love, is that of understanding, is that of, putting yourself in the place of others, being soft with people, embracing people, welcoming them, making people feel welcome. That is on relationship basis. Those are different dimensions of life.
Right. Before we go into letter, just based on what you've explained, I would like you to, please, if you can, juxtapose the relationship between the human desire, the human need for validation, and this compromise of truth.
Yes, that's why people must be able to know that these are two different things. When you want to be accepted, you want to be received and honored, you must make sure that you are doing all that not on the principal things, not in regards to the truth of, God, for example, or the truth of life, that things that are really fundamental. You'd want to compromise and throw away not the things that are primary in life, but the secondary things. You don't want to be playing safe or be playing the game of acceptance in terms or in relations to fundamental truth or the priorities of life. So especially in relations to the viewpoint of God's standards. So when something relates to God's standards, as we are talking concerning the GOs, for example, or concerning the Word of God, for example, those are God's standards, God's requirements. But when it comes to human relationship, that there is a need to be accepted. For example, if you look at me, even though I agree with this person that I could be hard, maybe I might come across as hard and diplomat and non-diplomatic, but that is when it comes to the truth. But when you look at my majority of my videos, especially the earlier ones, you will see me being exactly the opposite, being soft. Even in the beginning of every video you will see me being jovial with people, greeting people, because I know that I need to give people acceptance. I need to give them the feeling of being welcomed. I need to give them the feeling of importance. So most pastors don't do that. I go ahead and read the names of people who are watching. I greet them individually. I smile. I joke with them. That is being diplomatic. That is being understanding the need for people to be accepted. And so I don't just go and start preaching. Now I cannot read the names of everybody that's watching because I'm no more seeing. I'm in a studio now, so I'm no more seeing the names. But in most of my videos, where I'm really, when I was using the iPad, you will see that I will spend maybe the first 10 minutes, sometimes the first 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, just welcoming people and joking with them. And so that is what you are talking about. That is when it comes to the need of those people to feel welcomed and accepted. But then once I begin to teach, people will notice, will see that the gear has changed. Yeah. And that means I am now on the territory of truth. And that territory of truth is not my prerogative anymore. It's not a territory where I dictate, where I command, where I am in charge. I'm now talking as the vessel of God. And I am now representing the point of view of God, God's mindset, and God's understanding of a particular subject. So that is when it might look hard and undiplomatic, because I cannot negotiate, or trade or compromise those are the values of God. So that's another level. But when I finish, as soon as I know that I've finished communicating and I've sent the message across, you'll see me again welcoming people, again reading the comments and things like that. So, but this person, the reason why the person is coming to this blanket conclusion that I am hard and undiplomatic is because the person doesn't know the difference. That is just what comes across to her in the segment that she had seen, and she just comes to that conclusion. Because people don't normally analyze. Our people have difficulty analyzing, and they might not be able to compare. Okay, this person, maybe he's sounding odd now, but let me compare what he's saying now, or how he's coming across right now, to other videos, or to the beginning and the end. Let me see how that compares. So by the time you do comparative analysis, you will discover that no, this guy is actually much more jovial and soft than most people you will ever see coming as a preacher, coming on online. And but the person doesn't have the time, because first impression, people just follow their feelings. So the first impression that person had, or the first feeling, or the impression that came across to her or to him was that this guy is just, so it just comes, people just make up their mind without going through. That's why I normally tell people that if you have not gone through 200 of my messages, you don't know me. You might think you do, because some people also might also do the opposite. Yeah. They might see me greeting people and being jovial and just, being soft, and say, oh, this guy is just serious. It's not serious. Yeah. And they come to that conclusion that it's not serious. And they don't really get to where I'm talking serious things. And they don't really get to know that part. So that is another part on the other side of it. And some people who might have been following me all the time, then they get to a point where they expect me to do things in a certain way, and I don't do it in that certain way. I do it in a different way. Yeah. Or they expect me, they don't expect whatever I say or I do that I will do it. But they are not coming from holistic analysis and viewing to really try to get and understand why that. So they just come to the conclusion because of that one. So that is what we struggle with people, and people are always people. You will not expect most people to be thinking people, because we only have 1% of people who constantly think. Most people follow their emotions and their feelings, and most people just react to reflexes. And most people act and live by reflexes, on reflexes. And of course, majority of people live by instincts and by stimuli.
Wow. And when you live by instinct and by stimuli, that's not an insult, but that's the level of being just an animal.
Well, most people live automated lifestyle.
Yeah.
That is animalistic lifestyle.
Animalistic.
But people will think you are insulting them, but that's just the way it is. That's why science in biology, they call man animal. Animal is part of an animal. So why? Because we also possess the tendencies, the primary instincts of animals, which is instinct, stimuli, and reflexes. So, but when it comes to really be human, very few people are really humans. That's why in the science they will just call them animal. The animal in that and man animal, because very few people are really thinking people.
And in sociology they call them masses.
in Nigerian churches too, they call them masses. I was doing a program one day with I think it was Mr. Haruna, and he was telling me of men serving in the church in churches in Nigeria. He was talking, I think, about winners at that point, and he said they have something. I think they call it mass control squad or something like that. Huh? Crowd.
Ooh.
It's even worse than mass. Ooh. So it's crowd control squad. That's what they call people who come to church. Crowd. You know, this is unbelievable. When I heard it at first, I said, you should repeat that. Did you make this? No, so that. He said, that is the name. That is the name of the team. That is the whole ministry. Crowd control. I mean, I can't believe it. In Nigerian churches, that's what they call people who come to church, in the mega churches. Crowd. Can you believe it? I was shocked. I was telling him, are you really sure? He said, I serve there, or I know the people. I mean, I live in that church.
Even political parties will say
not
political
say crowd.
Faithfuls. They will say our party faithfuls.
You see?
They will give them some sort of sense of belonging. So church said crowd control.
That is what I heard, though. Maybe it's a mistake, but other people here are saying it's true.
Crowd control.
That is what they call, like group, like ushers or something. Crowd control squad. Maybe not squad, something like that. Crowd control something.
The word settings is understandable. They are not hiding it. Every structure of the world is built for masses to work for some humans.
Okay.
And they are not hiding it. That's the whole essence of university education. Any education whatsoever.
It's just for you to be,
It's just for you to be a worker for someone. So it's understandable when they say masses. We understand. But church, where you are meant to come
they
and
didn't even say mass in the church. That's what I'm saying. They are not saying masses in the church. I thought it was even masses they were saying. I just remember that no, it's not masses, it's crowd, they actually say.
They don't rate people at all.
They don't rate them at all, talk less of high. But they still take their money, live on their money, use their money to build their home houses, their mansions, use their money to build their planes, to buy their planes, build their universities, use these people's money to live large, use this number of these masses or crowd, because the more crowd, the bigger they are. The reason all these GOs in Nigeria are regarded as good, as big men, is just because of the crowd. So they build their reputation on these same people they are calling crowd. These same people they are calling crowd are the people who make them who they are.
Non-entities.
And they still could keep them as crowd, while they, are the kings.
There's
or the lords.
One of your books that has not been released. It's called Forget About Satan.
Yeah. What is happening with that movie? Are you not the one editing it? I actually keep on remembering about that.
In one of the chapters you were talking about how the church disseminates fear. And I think this particular thing you are talking about now is why they keep disseminating fear. So that they can keep them under control. Because
so you know your place.
Yes,
I am only a crowd.
Yes, so. I'm nothing beyond this. I don't rise above this.
So that's why you shouldn't even question the fact that it's their sons they put
to replace them. They don't rate anybody. It's just them. It's about them. And because the order of life is that there's no man that ought to be above any other man.
Yeah.
So before a man can subjugate another man, he first has to make the environment of the man that is to be subjugated come above that man. So now when he wants to take charge, he doesn't take charge of the man, he just takes charge of the environment. So when he takes charge of the environment, the man he wants to subjugate is already under the environment. And in the environment are situations, poverty, in fact even Satan, because Satan is under man originally. So Once they do that now, they are able to control everything that concerns the man, because they are trying to tell him that we are the ones who can make you live above this environment now. But yet, they keep keeping them under that environment just to control them.
See, that's why this other book here, Let the Heroes Arise, Where Are the Heroes? It has to set people free now.
Yeah.
Release their mind and help them to become humans.
It's just so sad to see.
But I relate to all these people, and with all these people. I will tell you that from my interactions with them, in fact, even up to today, people still tell me, some of my old friends still tell me that, Pastor Sunday, you cannot be like this when you get to Africa. You will not remain like this. You cannot. It's not functional. It's not practical. That because in Africa, people have to be treated like crowd, really. That's what they tell me. And they tell me that, Pastor, no, if you are going to be like this, either they are going to kill you or you are going to kill yourself. That you cannot come to the level of people. They said, first of all, if you are so accessible to people, that they will always take advantage of it and abuse it, that Africans don't have to abuse stuff. That's what they tell me. Number two, they say also a lot of people will take advantage of you. Evil people, there is evil intended people. They will come up, if they get, okay, that's another one. The evil people will take advantage of you. They would like to poison you. They tell me of stories of how many times Adeboye was almost poisoned, that you cannot just allow people to come close to you like that. Then number three, is also, you shouldn't allow people to come close to you, because otherwise they will know that you are fallible or that you are ordinary human. They will see how you laugh, how you joke, or how you go to the toilet, or how you eat. But when they see all those things, or they see your mistakes, or your, anything they could say, then they will begin to now use that against you to betray you. Even if they are not there, they will begin to commonize you. All those things are legitimate arguments. And for me, myself, all those thoughts, they think they are telling me news, and they thought they are telling me something that I didn't know. But they don't know that the fact that I am the way I am, that I had to intentionally fight against those tendencies. Even those thoughts come to me, and every day, every day, every month, maybe at least once in 3 months, somebody comes and take advantage of me and and do horrible stuff against me. Yeah. Even Anu used to come to me and say, Pastor, after this, we used to allow people to come to class. Yes, he used to say, Pastor, after this, but we used to tolerate people like that. So I was explaining to him that it has taken me a long time to work on myself, to not allow people's betrayal or people's wrong attitude to define me. That I had worked on myself long and hard to be able to imbibe in myself the nature of God. But now, for me to now be able to now come again and uproot the nature of God from myself and say, because of self-safety and self-preservation, that I want to now, say, okay, I will have to begin to become again what I had fought to get rid of. That means then the people and the events that are happening are more powerful than myself. So because whoever you give yourself to listen to obedience, that is to whom you are a slave. So if things happen that are negative, that I don't like, and I begin to allow that to dictate and change my behavior and my patterns of behavior and my relationship and my attitude to life, then it means that thing becomes my Lord. That means that thing, all those events, I have empowered them to become my dictators. So I now begin to listen to what happened, or whatever I felt, or it is pain that I feel as a result. So then I am empowering that pain to now dictate my value system. So instead of me to allow my value system to be dictated by God and from God. So I have given myself to a lot of discipline to allow God to dictate my value system for so long. And now I don't want to turn back from that path. It has been my desire, my passion, and my life journey to make sure that all my actions and all my behavior, as much as I can, will be dictated by the values of heaven. So now to now do that would be to betray God, and to now put God aside, makes God secondary, and then make events and pain and things like that to make them superior to God in my life. So that's what it would mean. So that they don't know that, even though they are telling me those things as from a good will, they are telling me from like good advice that, Pastor, you cannot be like this in Nigeria. They don't know that even here and in any country, if you don't fight against those tendencies, that it's easy for a successful person to become like the GOs in Nigeria. When you are successful, it's easy. You see, this guy, there's a guy they call OJ. You know, when he called in and I stopped him because he was just, you know, over pressing the issues. So he was trying to make that point that, oh, you are not allowing somebody to talk. I said, you yourself, can you allow somebody to talk as much as I allow people to talk? Because you were talking rubbish. I shouldn't allow rubbish. So, but he doesn't know, what he doesn't know, that Pastor Sunday didn't just appear today or yesterday. This Pastor Sunday, you know, here. You know, Pastor Sunday has seen everything, you know, and I've been able to cope with that. If I had wanted to be like the GOs, I would have been like that long time ago. From 20 years ago, I had already built the largest church in Europe. From 20 years ago. So 20 years, I had the opportunity to be worshipped and to become like the GOs, to become a warlord, you can say. But I didn't fall into that. So it's not just by accident. So is it now that I will fall into that when I'm already going to the end of my life, when I'm already, you know, getting ready when I'm going to Nigeria, I'm going to die. You know, I cannot even think that in my own mind, going to Africa is equal to going to die. I'm not going to die to Africa to live. I'm going to Africa to give my life, if need be, so that I will be able to rescue the country and be able to give life to people. So it's not this time that people, you know, I will allow people to dictate my values or my value system. My value system is already formed. It's already formed here. This is why this place is my school. It's my training ground. Yes. So that my value system are already formed. Here also, people could have been worshiping me if I had allowed it. Here also, I could have been riding. I was even given a jet. Maybe you didn't know that. I was given a plane. And I returned it to the person who gave me the plane.
I know one of your friends.
Because it's not my.
I know one of your friends constructs.
Yeah, but
and all of this.
yes, yeah, that's just they produce it. That's a company.
Yeah.
But this one, somebody gave me, and I would not take it. So it's not. I you know, not that I would not take it. I will not use a plane if need be, but it's not right now, because if I take that plane, I will be using the resources of the church at that time to sustain it, and I would not do that. So I would rather set up a business venture or something that will buy the plane and use only those money coming from that area to sustain it, rather than people's money. You see, so those are factors of values, and those things I've already decided on them long time. So it's not now that I get to Nigeria that I'll be putting policy in place that, okay, people shouldn't see my nakedness. Let them see my nakedness. Naked will come into this world, naked will go back. Let them see my nakedness. I'm not claiming to be infallible. I am just like them. I don't want to create an impression that I'm better than anybody. No, I'm not better than you. You struggle, I struggle too. You get tired, I get tired too. You have issues, I have issues too. I'm just like you. Only I develop myself into God, and I got to know God. And I'm telling you, you can be like me. You can get to develop yourself into God and become just like me too. I'm transparent. I don't have anything, anything that you want me to talk about, I talk about it. So I'm not going to say I'm afraid people will kill me. I'm going there to die. If they want to kill me, it means God allowed it, because nobody can kill me without God's permission. So they have their own arguments. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. They have their own arguments why they think people shouldn't be allowed to, to come there to them and things like that.
Yeah, someone mentioned that line of thought to me also in Nigeria.
Oh,
yeah.
About me, in regards to you?
No, with regards to you. To you. Say
you
can't do all these things in Nigeria. Yeah, let's say, make him confess. Make him confess. That you should confess. Like when you arrive, then you will realize that all these things you can't do.
What they are trying to say is that the circumstances will change me.
Will change you.
So, but that is what that's where I'm coming from. That I want to build a people that come from the point of view that we don't confine to the circumstances and the situation. we change circumstances. I am coming to change the situation of things in Nigeria. I am coming to change circumstances. I am not going to, I am not getting ready. So if I didn't confine and submit to the circumstances of communism and Russia and everything, then in Nigeria, I'm going to confine and submit to it. That is the problem. And also, for example, every day I get at least 100 messages sent to me. You know what they're all saying? Pastor, I'm one of your fans, of your follower. Please, don't lose respect. You are losing my respect. I respect you so much. You shouldn't take that position regarding Buhari. If you take that position, I used to respect this man before. Now he has useless himself. He has become stupid. He has done this. That you shouldn't. So please see, and other people will call me or write me and say, Pastor, we are following you, but we cannot just stand people calling you names like this or people insulting you like this. Please don't talk about this politics issue. Just leave it. I mean, they are bringing you so low. You are bringing yourself so low. Please, you are losing respect. You are going to, people are dragging your name into dirt. Please don't. So I'm telling them, look, and their whole argument that people are against this government. People are against Buhari. People are against this government. So don't stop it. No, just leave politics. Be dealing with the pastors. Don't deal because
just deal with religion.
Yeah, deal with religion.
I get some of those too.
Because these people try to spoil. You will just destroy your reputation. Your name. Okay. So even people who are on the platform,
yes,
people who are listening to me right now.
Yes.
Okay. So they say, look at the people who are suffering. And since people are suffering, then you've got to do what the people want. Mm-hmm. And some of them tell me, but Nigeria, come and talk to people in Nigeria, you will see. It doesn't matter if I talk to people in Nigeria. If I talk to people in Nigeria, yes, I will see their pain, I will see their suffering, but that doesn't mean I must submit, because what I'm trying to say is this. The point of view in Nigeria and what they are coming from is that since the majority of people, at least from the south, where I am from, or some majority of people are against, or Christians are against, let's even say 90% of Nigerians are against. You should stay on the side of the people. That's what they're telling me. Yeah. You should follow what people want. People are against. So, you don't stand against the people. I said, no, that is your own contemporary mindset, thinking. That is how you people, that is the regular partisan thinking of a normal human being. But I'm not a normal human being. I don't do what the crowd wants. Even if the whole 99% of Nigeria say they are against Buhari, but I know better. They say you cannot know better because we are here, you are there. I said I know better, not just because of what I know from the ground. I know better because I am always on the position of truth. As long as I know in my heart of hearts, and I'm being led by God, I don't need to say I'm being led by God. I just know. So now that I know for sure that this is the right thing to do, even if all Nigeria is against Buhari, I will still be for him. They say, but will you not be able to come to Nigeria? Some of them are writing it, threatening later, you will not come to this country because Atiku will win. They know what you have said. They know what you have, your position. They will never allow you. You are sabotaging the work God is giving you. You will never be able to accomplish your Nigerian transformation because all these people will remember you. I don't care. You are trying to tell me of consequences. You want consequences to dictate my action. I don't behave like that. That is what I want to introduce to the Nigerian psyche and to the Nigerian mentality, that circumstances don't dictate our position. Pain don't dictate our position. And majority, what people think, how many is against, the people are against, people don't want him. That doesn't dictate our position. What should be dictating your position is that, yes, I hear you that you are against, but now listen to me. I come to change the status quo. I come to change your opinion. And if you don't want to change your opinion, you don't need to change your opinion. But I come to express to you a better viewpoint.
That I'm entitled to.
Not just I'm entitled to it, but I want you to see that there is something that you are not seeing. There is something that I am seeing. And so what we are supposed, like for example, Nigerian politicians, they are all trying to do what the people want. Okay, for example, Showore. Most people who are following Showore and Mongal, they say, oh, they are saying what the people want. The youth want this. I don't care if people want the new something. That is people. But I am coming to say I don't need to do what people want. I am coming to do what is right and telling people what is right and what must be done. So now I see that, okay, Showore also is going to the crowd and is also doing people, campaign like the normal. That is what people want. But I don't care what people want. I am doing what is correct. Even if everybody is throwing stones at me, that is how to change the world. A world changer and a history maker doesn't get his opinion from what the people want. I don't go from down to up. I come from above to down. I come from top to down. So that is how I live my life. And that is the principle that I want to teach Nigerians to abide by and to change their psyche and their mentality from thinking, okay, what do people want? Okay, for example, my relatives from my own village started getting in touch with me as well and say, Pastor, these people are going to spoil your name. Anytime you get in touch with politics in Nigeria, they will spoil your name because they are in occult, they are all corrupt, APC, PPC, PDP, they are the same. They will spoil your name. Don't let them spoil your name. We, as your kinsmen, we are coming to you. Please, Ejo, Emma, all that Yoruba stuff. I needed to be polite and, try to listen to them. I said, okay, thank you. But I stopped listening to them. I dropped the phone and I went and did exactly the opposite.
What you wanted to do?
What I needed to do. Because they don't know that it is not about, people will hate you. I don't care what the people want. I care more about what needs to be done. It is after the election they will now say that it was right. But they cannot see that I'm right now. But one day they will say I'm right. Because that's why in that Elijah challenge, I included that Atiku part in it. And some people are saying, he spoiled it by including this Atiku part. What about if he loses? If Buhari loses? He spoiled it. I don't care. But I know he's not going to lose. So by the time, I said, I'm not going to argue with any one of you now. But by the time the result comes and I'm right, because I'm going to be right.
Yeah.
By the time I'm right at the end of the day, I hope you will have enough sense to say, yes, it was right. So, but in Nigeria, people want to, first of all, find out the temperature or the
heat of the kitchen.
what is happening out there. What are people thinking? What are the public opinion?
Sample the opinion.
They want to sample the opinion. What are people saying? And then jump in the bandwagon and then do what? No. That is the way. That is what has put us in the problem that we are in right now. Okay, for example, everybody is saying, Pastor, why don't you release a statement when they were killing people in Benue? I'm going to do what is right for me. That is what you think is right to do according to your own something, even though I did a program about it and I released it, but not the way you want it. I will not do it the way you want it. Because the fact that you are doing it that way and the whole of Nigeria is doing it that way, that doesn't mean that is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So these are some of the major, I've not even confronted this yet. This subject I'm raising with you right now.
Yes, sir.
I've not really addressed it in a major, I addressed it a little bit in the plague of silence, but not in a major fundamental way that no, we are opinion changers. We are opinion molders. We don't, so we said, as long as people want, for example, they were talking with some journalists in Nigeria, and they are always showing entertainment. Some people come and dance, shaku. I said, why? Even politicians, I saw Kingsley doing shaku one day. I said, what? Shaku, foolishness. You are supposed to come on to say, this shaku you are all doing is foolishness. Wake up, stop this shaku thing. But they want to join and do shaku so that people will know that we are part of them, or we're
in vogue.
Yeah, we are. No. That is exactly what we are supposed to stop. That is exactly what we shouldn't do. You shouldn't. No, I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to say.
But someone will be saying you need to let the people know you feel them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That
accessible, understanding.
But no. You don't do foolishness that they are doing. Just there was a time recently. I don't think that is what they call shaku. But anyway, some months ago, maybe last year, some women used to dance and do their backside like this. Women doing their backside, shaking their backside. Anyway, it was in
one
vogue.
Corner, yeah.
I don't know what they call it, but it was in.
They call it one corner dance.
It happened. They were showing it everywhere because that is craziness. And some people, grown-up people, will go and be doing the same thing. So will I be going to do? Everybody is going mad. They are hitting the street. Does that mean I have to hit the street because I want people to know that I am understanding them? And I'm part of them. No, it's rubbish. Just like, for example, they are doing campaign now. They are carrying one guy they call K2 or K Square or whatever they call him. Yoruba guy. I even shared the song on my Facebook page today. He's singing like Fuji or Juju.
Oh, K1 the ultimate.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody is carrying the man everywhere to sing. And not just him, the APC people doing that, but other people are taking their own people. Why should you sing? Because you want to do campaign. Tell people about serious things. And that's why I respect that show, because he's doing a lot of things right in that regard. We have to change the status quo. You cannot, look, I've quoted this thing many, many times. You cannot resolve a problem on the same level that problem existed. Or existed.
With the same mindset.
Yes, and on the same level. You are coming under the same mindset, and you are coming on the same level as the problem you are coming to solve. You say you are Kingsley, you are this, and you are going down under the culture, under the mindset of the same people you want to rescue. Just for them to know you are with them. But you already come under that mindset. You will never become a deliverer that way. And that is why what Showore is doing against everybody's conventional mindset. That is why I like him. He's gotten it right. But in general, he's also doing copying some of the things they are doing. For example, how can Showore say he wants to become a new person and he's allowing them to call him Presido even up to right now already? He's not going to win, no. He knows he's not going to win, and he's allowing people to call him president. You are not even president. They are calling him His Excellency. What I expect is that if I become president of Nigeria, I'm going to scrap that His Excellency, because it is part of the thing that is our problem. Is worship, hero worship. Is making, all those governors, they're calling governors to His Excellency. Even senators, they're calling His Excellency. Even the House of Representatives, they're calling His Excellency. Everybody that has a position, His Excellency. Is worship, is deity. It is aristocracy. So, but you have not even, thank God, at least they are there. You are not there yet. You already say His Excellency. It means you are telling me that you are going to be exactly the same thing like all other people. You are supposed to shut them up, just like I don't allow people to call me Papa. It's just like saying I should let people call me Papa or something right now, and I'm saying I'm going to change something in Nigeria. I will not change it. But so if I become a president, I will cancel anybody being called all those Excellency. 20 minutes introduction, Excellency, and everybody is Excellency, and you are not behaving excellently. What is the excellence you present that you want to become Excellency? In Great Britain, where the word came from, who is being called Excellency? You want to counteract me?
No. I'm just seeing myself in the light of what you're saying. Especially, I told you it was until a lot of conversations that we had. And last year, when I went home last year, I was telling someone, I was speaking with a professor, and I was saying, even if I do not become, he said, no, hold on to your dreams. But why I was saying that was not because I was contemplating ever contesting or even becoming the president of Nigeria, but talking to you has obviously changed a lot of things about me. I have a picture, and many of those who might have watched my video would have seen it. I have that picture. It's always at the back of my, and you would have seen it. It's Excellency Bamisaye Victor.
I saw the picture, but I don't know what is written there. I didn't see.
It's Excellency.
Okay.
So that's one of the perks of
all these people
why
are
we
products,
want to be.
You are just a product of your environment.
Yes.
It's just because you grew up in Nigeria, that's all.
Yes.
For example, if you had grown up in the United States or in Europe, you wouldn't have even known that word. Talk less of putting it there. But you could still have the ambition and the vision. Because we don't even know how much we are a product of our environment. We want to change that same environment. We don't even know we are like them. It's just like that black something, the pot. with the balls,
Yeah.
with the black ink, and all the balls are black. And you don't even realize that you are also as black as all of them.
yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe you are a little bit on top, so the blackness didn't touch you so much. But if you are coming from that pot, some blackness have already
Touched.
That is what I saw in that show. Where saying they should be calling him His Excellency already. No, they didn't say so. I'm sure he didn't say so.
But he allowed it. And of course,
The people in the environment, you are coming to change them, but they will be changing you too. They have the plan to change you. And the reason why they are calling him Excellency is not because he's excellent anything, because you have not won an election. The reason they are calling him just for him to feel that they are honoring him, and they are, they are hailing him, so that they will find favor. These are just what do you call it? Sycophants.
And
They are just sycophants who are looking for favor and are looking for pat at the back, or be given some ministerial positions, or some, to access to some goodies. It is all corruption. And I see that corruption in the people around Showore and in himself. But he's not seeing what I'm saying.
But of a truth, sir, what you're saying now, if there will be anyone safe from it, it's not. In fact, 2% of the Nigerian population is not safe from what you are saying. So I
less than 2%.
I won't even blame Showore, because it will not even look at it. No, it might be thinking, but we never have seen it in that direction you are talking from. I bet you DSA 1% of Nigerians don't know what you're talking about. Even me that I'm sitting with you here, up until today, I never saw a problem with His Excellency. Up until this moment that we are talking now. It's never been a problem for me. But I will consider myself that I think.
That you are progressive.
I'll consider myself that, okay, I think, but I never really, until now that you're talking about it. Until now. So if there are even people that think of it the way you are talking about now, they are not up to 1%. They are not up to. That's even if they are up to. I'm telling you, it's normal for us. And like I was saying, for me, it was also part of the perks of the whole idea of being president. It gives you that
aura.
That aura. But again, for those who may not even be thinking in that light, if you had asked me today, not then that was the idea, but if you had asked me today, why would I still use that, I will tell you it reminds me of where I want to go, because that's what is being used, that's what the society gives. But like you are saying, if we have to help the society, we must not think at the same level of the society. Because if they could think the way we are thinking, who could help them, they would have helped themselves.
Because that's the way they're already thinking.
So now I can see that clearly now, but I wasn't seeing it before.
That's why Albert Einstein says that nobody can resolve a problem being on the same level of thinking, on the same level as that problem that is existing. If you come on that same level, you will never be able to resolve that problem. You need to come from above. And that's what Jesus meant when Jesus said, he that comes from above. It was John the Baptist who said it about Jesus. He that comes from above, for you to be able to change something, you must not talk. He said, he that comes from beneath talks like them that are beneath. But he that comes from above talks like the one from above. And only he that comes from above is above the realities on the ground. So for you to be able to change the status quo anywhere, you must be above. You must take yourself over and above the situation on the ground. So for example, that is corruption. There is no way you will tell me that Showore will not be corrupt and will not tolerate corruption, because he has already tolerated it. He has already given, people don't see, but just like you didn't see, but I see. I know too much. I come from a higher, Nigeria will never be able to overcome corruption and in-depth corruption and change the country totally without resolving those kind of little petty situations like this. You must not have any interest. Anybody that will become Nigerian president must strip himself of any benefit that position gives or will potentially give you. Anything you associate as the benefit of being a president, you must be dead to it first before you attain that position. Until you are dead to the benefit and to the glory and the aura that comes with being a president or being a chairman or being a senator, or until you are dead to it, you are not interested in it. It doesn't have anything to offer you. and you're already above it, and you're already free from it, and you already have more than that, at least in your own mind. And you've already subdued that level of glory that they give, that small glory, temporary glory. You must be above it. You must be dead to it. Then you will never be bought. Because you can be bought not just by bribes and by money, but by those accolades and those glory.
I don't know if we'll be able to read it.
So those people talking about, Presido, His Excellency to show, they already bought him.
With that praises.
Yes, those accolades, they have bought him with those accolades. And he has fallen to it. So you must deprive yourself of that glory, or you must come with your own glory. And when you come with your own glory, or a higher glory, then you can show them up. And tell them, I don't need it, shut up. Then they will not know what to do. Because you are now demanding for them to be real. Because they are used to Presido psychophants. They are used to, but now you say they shouldn't do that.
So it will be left with those who have substance.
Have substance. And those also who don't want glory. Then you begin to attract the real ones.
What you're saying is very true. Because I used to follow, I have always followed my dad to political campaigns since probably age 10, 11. And even the guy will never become governor. There was a day...
You are making his head to swell. That's what they say in Nigeria. Yeah. Make his head to swell. And when his head is swelling like that, they can do anything.
There was a day one guy came to our house, right? And it was with people. And everybody was telling him the Gov. His name is...
The what?
The Gov. The governor. So that's the short for the Gov. So the guy too was feeling himself.
The governor.
Yeah. So the moment he left, my dad turned to me, everybody had gone and said, look at his head. He's calling him the governor. He's not going anywhere.
Not only your dad was saying that, all those psychophants around, they are also telling him the same. They are telling the same thing, only behind this. So that's why you must strip your own self first of that old expectation, that you don't even expect anything from them. That is why me going to Nigeria, by the grace of God, I don't need... Why are they saying I should become president? I don't even see the need. Because I will not need Nigerian money to change Nigeria. So until I am sure that I don't need Nigerian money, I will do this thing without Nigeria's money. Then that's when I know that I cannot be... I'm okay. I am ready to do it. But if I'm still hoping to get to the place of position and then take the budget and then distribute it, I am going to still be a slave to that system because I'm coming under the budget. So the resources of the government is limited. And once that resources is limited, I'm going to be limited because that is where my hope is. That is where my expectation is in. What the country can generate. But when I come with something that is above, that is unlimited, then I know nobody can stop what I intend to do. I am far above, I am more than the budget and the GDP of the country. Then I can create greater GDP than that. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I get you.
So those people want to become president. The only reason is, why should you want to become president? Because they want to be able to have access to money and power. Because without that money, power, and resources of the state, they cannot do what they're planning to do. But I am saying the only person who is qualified to do what he's trying to do is the person that can already do it without the resources of the state. Because you are dependent that way. You can become dependent. It means you are paralyzed. You are incapacitated without those resources. Then you just be talking. But we want somebody who can do it without those resources. Now, when you can do it without the resources, then we can trust you with the resources because there is no threat. There is no danger. Because you will do it anyway, or you have already done it anyway without those resources. So you cannot be enslaved by it, you cannot be limited by it, and you cannot be bought, and you cannot be sold, and you cannot be stopped.
This very, 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 very interesting topic you've just brought up. Like I was saying, I've never looked at it from that sense, and I would at least consider myself as
a progressive, a thinking man.
A thinking person. So that tells me that there's even a lot more that I still don't know. Of course there is, but in a larger scale than I have ever imagined.
But it's not only you, because I interviewed all those guys,
yes.
Showore, Mogalu.
Yes.
but they are so big in their own eyes. They don't even know what they don't know. That's why they cannot compromise and
work together
and do what we call it,
pact.
What they call coalition.
Coalition. Yeah.
They cannot do it because all of them they are like peacock, or what they call it, those that bird that
Peacock,
has
yeah.
peacock. Okay, they are like peacock that they are inflated ego. They have inflated ego and they have blown up their self-importance more than what they really represent. Because if not for that, I was looking for opportunity for one of them. I brought about 12 of them. I was looking for an opportunity for one of them to even ask me, hey, what is your... Because I was seeing all the holes and their nakedness. Well, as I talk to them, I debate with them, I see that they are not fit. They are not there yet. There are a lot of things they don't think like this. And for them to become anybody of relevance, they need to get to this level of thinking. But they are not even thinking. They are just doing, they just want to, Anyway, they don't, so it's not only you who don't know. Yeah. They are already running. You will run maybe in the next 10 or 20 years, but they are already running and they don't have an idea of what we are talking about right now.
A whole lot of work has to be done. A whole lot of work has to be done.
So I just kept quiet. I don't even know how we got there today.
In fact, we've not even opened the letter, and I don't think we'll be able to do that. So, but what
we have to do the letter.
No, we'll not be able to do the letter.
Maybe we should have calls.
But still, we'll just try to take calls. For those who may want to call in and contribute to the show today, you can call us.
Okay, but if we are not going to do the letter, we have to change this title.
It's still a good title.
No.
We'll just call it part 1. Then we'll continue.
I think we have to take the title from this discussion we just had now.
Okay, so what do you suggest we call it, sir?
You are the one who said it's new to you. You are the one to suggest something.
Okay, maybe after the show we'll come
No, if you do it after the show, then this one is what will be rare.
For me, I think this one is still good. Just we can call it introduction. Because it still talks about the same thing that the letter will talk about. So we just go ahead with the letter next time, in my opinion. Or we change the topic after the show.
Or you just write part 1.
Yeah, part 1 or introduction. Because what this is for, we've not even gone into the letter. We've not looked at some of the things that was said in the letter.
No, what we looked at is I thought DSA was too hard
and lacked diplomacy, which you have addressed in introduction on an introduction.
So that's what we are introducing. That's what we are still discussing.
That's what we've been talking about.
Okay.
So you were talking about the supremacy of truth.
Yes.
And that is why when truth is being spoken, truth is never too hard. And truth does not need diplomacy.
And let's call it like that. Why can't we call it the supremacy of truth?
Okay. So we'll change it to the supremacy of truth. Thank you for helping out.
The supremacy of truth. Ms. Diol, please help go to her. Only this side. Right. Don't come to the camera.
The supremacy of truth. We'll do that. So, guys, for those of you who would like to call in, maybe you don't know how to do it or you know how to, but this is how you can get to call into the show.
The supremacy of truth.
You will write us on our Facebook Messenger, Move Agent Facebook Messenger, that you would like to call in, and then we'll call you in. Why do we do that? Because
come closer to
sometimes a lot of people do call, and so it interferes, and there's a lot of interference, and so we like that we can control that, and so that's why we'd like you to write us instead, and then our producer will give you a call back. Where you need to write is Move Agent on Facebook Messenger. So we'd like to hear your views on what you've spoken on, what we are talking about today, the supremacy of truth, and we would like to know what you think and your contributions to the topic. So we're really talking about why anyone, for instance, who wants to come into leadership in Nigeria must be bigger than the system. And you were saying that on the basis of the fact that the system, as of now, only talks about what is accepted by the people, not necessarily what is the truth. But if you will be coming to say you want to help, you must be coming on the basis of the truth. And that's why you must not succumb to what the system talks about. And maybe just before we go on, I remember the story of Mandela, and when he was seeking reconciliation. And I remember quite well that a lot of his people, I mean the black people, were very opposed to his own idea of reconciliation. And a lot of people called him betrayer and all other names. But Mandela said something that I would never forget. He said, good leaders take the people to where they want to go. But great leaders take the people to where they ought to go.
Beautiful.
And I saw that quote, maybe it will be 5 or 6 years ago, but I really did not understand it, the concept of it, until many of the discussions I've had with you over the years. And of course, my own ideas and ideology of leadership has indeed changed a lot. But one thing I saw from that quote, and of course maybe you'll talk about that again, is that the people themselves need a leader for just one reason. Because they don't know where they ideally should go. They only know where they think they should go to make them feel better. Because if they had known ideally where they should go, there would have been no need for leadership. And that's not to say don't listen to followers. I think that's to say that's the more reason why you must listen to followers and then engage them with what may be your superior ideology, and then to be able to convince them to believe in what you're saying. And of course, one of the other things I've seen in life, personally from my own leadership career, so to say, I'll call it a career, is that it's only in the train station that people join a waiting train. I think in real life, people join trains that are already moving. And that's why in all of it, like you always say, personally, I'm also very glad for what Showore is doing. At least he is moving, he's doing something. And maybe over time he will get more things right through his acceptance of constructive criticism. But just to summarize what I'm trying to talk about now is that I don't think we need good leaders now, because good leaders seemingly has not paid off. Someone like Buhari is a good leader. Either anything we want to say or we don't want to say is a good leader. But we need great leaders who will be able to forget the consequences of public opinion. Because public opinion changes. It changes by result. And also, it may not favor you through the process, but when you get the result, people are going to like you either ways. So
it's just like Pastor Tunde Bakare. He did a video. Do we have callers? Zwanki. So he did a video sometimes referring to me and that the free is trying to criticize us.
Okay.
So at the end, when he was talking about me, he said, those who live in glass house don't throw stones.
Yeah.
So he's trying to refer to the scandals and the news and the negative things that are written about me, that he himself is being accused of this, he's being accused of that. So he shouldn't even talk. Just keep quiet somewhere in the corner and just sit there. But that, you see, that is the local logic. That's the human way of thinking. That is the normal human way of reasoning. But every one of us live in glass house. Yes. Every human being live in glass house. Yes. So because of that, we should allow ourselves to be gagged. There's nobody that doesn't live in a glass house. For example, when a bullet enters your body, you know you live in a glass house. Anybody could come up and tell a whole story about you. You know you live in a glass house. You know, every one of us is fallible. We know you live in a glass house. Every one of us could make a mistake tomorrow, today, anything. Nothing is guaranteed. You know you live in a glass house. But what he doesn't know is the place of the supremacy and universality of the truth. The truth must be held superior to your vulnerability. The truth must be held superior to your own weakness or weaknesses. It doesn't matter if I am the one who is doing it. Even if I am the one who is doing it, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't talk about that truth. But if I talk about it, it means that I too have to submit to the standard that I put out there and to the demand of the truth. I have to admit before the truth that yes, I have a problem. I failed. And this truth then could be applied to me to repair me. But if I avoid it and say, because I live in a glass house, let's forget about the truth. That is what leads you to kill the truth and bury the truth. Then everybody will be burying the truth because everybody knows that they have some skeleton in their cupboard. So then you make the truth the casualty. And then it means that the whole society will become like Nigeria has become, because the truth has been buried, the truth has become casualty, nobody is mentioning the truth, nobody is talking about the truth, so corruption galore.
The truth has been relegated.
So it means the only thing that is at the forefront, therefore, will be deception and corruption, because everybody is living in a glass house. So, and everybody is avoiding the truth and killing, everybody is helping another person to put off the truth. So the only thing that will be glaring then will be celebration and the affrontal aggression or progression of evil. Evil then will become the order of the day. That is what has brought Nigeria to where we are right now. Politically, the same thing. Nobody wants to, you do your own, let everybody do their own, let the truth be buried. That's why we are where we are. Why is it that the senators are still receiving the salaries they are receiving today? Because nobody wants to suffer. So if we talk about it now, are you ready to reject your own? I'm not ready to reject my own. So let's just kill the truth. But you're killing the truth, you're killing the whole country. Then you are going to become the poorest country in the world. Because the truth had not released that money to go. Or for example, we want to change Nigeria, but you are allowing people to worship you and calling you President, Excellency, everybody is Excellency. So why should I reject my own Excellency position and status, which is elitism, which is the very same thing that is keeping them, because we have to keep, somebody has to be calling you now. Somebody has to be calling you excellent, so they have to be lower than you. So if you don't want to reject your own, why should I reject my own? But that requires that everybody then should be kept as slaves. So we will keep on having the country of slaves. Then the GO, the same thing. Everybody have their own problem, but nobody wants their secret to come out. So because of that, you will rather kill the truth. Then let corruption then reign and let evil. But then when we meet with God one day, then we all go to hell. Because we had not allowed the truth to do x-ray on us. So we are deceived ourselves. We are deceived everybody that we are now thinking we will deceive God too.
That's interesting. What you're saying now, the first encounter I had with that, with what you're talking about now, the supremacy of the truth, above
the general acceptance.
Above human fallibility.
Yeah.
For me, it was 5 years ago. Before 5 years ago, I didn't used to preach any message that I had not personally experienced, even if I know it's true. So, for instance, if I had never experienced healing,
if you struggle with something,
I never preach it. For instance, if I've never experienced healing, and I know, yes, God does heal, I will never talk about it. So for me, then, I knew I was not proud, but I was not sure I was humble. So I've preached a lot of messages about pride and what is not pride and all of that. But I never preached a message about humility. But then God now showed me that the human beings in life, we don't run the same journey. So the challenges and struggles I have to overcome this year may take maybe the next 25 years to face it. And it may be what he is facing now, it may take me 5 years to get to it. And so he cannot, because he is not facing it now, not speak the truth about it. And I cannot, because I'm facing it now, keep quiet about it. So because just what I'm saying is not necessarily about what I have mastered. I could be speaking a truth with which I am still struggling, because a tree never really indeed eats of its own fruit. What I know I could have known to me. But when it comes to speaking, I speak for the sake of others.
We have a call now.
Okay, let's take the call.
Hello?
Hello, hi DSA.
DSA is fine. Who is calling from where, sir?
It's time, but I watched it today, and I heard what you're saying about Nigeria. It's, I don't know. Sometimes
Bromshe.
I just give you kudos
System.
for being able to talk to Nigerians, because it's like Nigerians don't even listen.
Yeah.
They don't listen. But this is what I want to say right quick. I don't want to take too much time. You talked about the truth and going against public opinion. I think some of the things is that a lot of people that listen to you don't even go to listen to those tapes, those teachings you have done in the past. All these things you have talked about it, you have experienced it in Ukraine, but people don't. Okay, for example, now, when I got to the US, before I came to the US, I saw Barack Obama. By that time, I've gone through your teachings and all that. I saw Barack Obama, and I predicted that he was going to win. Okay, people are saying, oh, you are saying Buhari is going to win. Okay, how about this past presidency? You announced and declared that, what's his name? Jonathan was going to lose.
Yes.
A lot of people came and said, hey, they were making all the noises. Didn't he lose? He predicted he was going to lose.
You still remember?
Why don't people go with pedigree? Why don't people go with track records?
You still remember? Nigerians don't remember. Nigerians don't remember. We have short memory.
It's so funny. Okay, look at their big bishops. All of them predict all kind of things. They are all lies. They even realize that these things are lies, and they still forget it and still continue following these people.
Yeah.
It's so funny. One of the things I said, I was thinking recently, is that anybody that have listened to DSA for at least 2-3 years, I don't see any reason why you should be living your life for yourself. Why you are not starting something to benefit others,
yes,
for people or a nation or a state. I don't know why you're not doing that. So it's really funny that people will, people that are following you, they are saying, oh, don't say it, oh, people are, no, this is a man that have fought against public opinion in Ukraine, in Russia there, and God proved what he was saying. I will give a little example. Am I still being heard?
Yeah, no, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'll give a little example. I pastored in Ogoniland in Rivers State there. After, following your teachings, when I got to that pastorate there, the pastor that was there before me, what they were doing is, when they need money for anything, maybe building or whatever, they will now start calling the people they think they are prominent in the church. They will call them out to the altar and make them pledge. They will pledge particular amount of money. So when I go to the church, they say they have one book, they have one list of people that have pledged for almost maybe 3 years pledge. They have not paid. I'm like, what's this craziness? You are just holding people to ransom, making them pledge. What's this? So I went on the pulpit and I announced, and I said, everybody's debt is cancelled. You are not owing anything. You don't need your pledge, whatever. Forget about all this craziness. So all of them gang up against me and say, oh, I'm not doing it the way the pastor used to do it, this, that. I said, okay, let us see if God will not move this church forward. And what they were doing is that they relegated all the youth in the church. Those people that used to go and steal from, because we have a lot of lecturers in that church, because the church is close to a higher institution. Those lecturers that used to steal money from the students by collecting bribe are the ones that are the prominent people in the church. I'm like, you ought to just get out of my face. So what I did was, I started building these youth that they relegated to the background. I started giving them confidence. Those that graduating, I started telling them, listen, you have to go get a job. You have to go do this. You have to, build your confidence, do something for yourself. Before you know it, within 3 years, these youth became the one that were now financing everything in the church, and they were even bringing gifts to me without asking them.
Wow.
So what is DSA saying? Go against. He said, he that is from above is above all. He will not do what people think. He will not do what people are saying. I just kind of like, come every time, lend my voice to the things you're saying, because a lot of people don't get it. Nigerians are like the current of a river. Everybody move in one direction. Everybody move in one direction. But it will take a man that will say, okay, for example, let me say this. On Facebook recently, you will see people are doing what they say 10 years, whatever. Somebody will take a photo, then he will take a photo, his present photo, then he will take his photo 10 years ago. So everybody is doing it. So I'm like, okay, what's the reason they are doing all this thing? So I was talking with somebody. I said, why are they doing all this 10 years ago and me now? So the person now started understanding what I was saying. I said, the person now told me himself, he said, okay, who knows if it's Facebook trying to get people's photo for criminal record, criminal purposes. Maybe they are looking for somebody now and they want to know what he looks like now from what he looks like before. So people just do stupid things. Everybody's doing, okay, me too, I must do. You have to be different. You have to be unique, but people don't do that. So, but it's amazing, and what you're doing, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. God has given you the grace. God has given you the grace, and you are doing it, you are saying it, you are standing against all this falsehood, all this craziness that is going on. And God has given you that grace, and He will make it happen. When the Buhari becomes the second, when the Buhari starts the second term now, they will not say, oh, he said it too, oh, he said it too. No, it's not about he said it. Why don't you start doing what he is doing? What Jesus stood against the crowd. Jesus stood against public opinion. Why don't you do it? You say you're a Christian, start doing it. So that's my little contribution.
Beautiful. And you are right that Nigerians don't listen. Why should we even keep on talking? Why should we even keep on talking?
It's funny, but God has given you the grace. Those that will listen, some of them, like myself anyway, they will listen and start to change gradually.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Blessing. So you see, that is the country we have. We have a country that just follows conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom in everything. In families, you don't do like that. No, that's not the way it is being done. Tradition is stronger. Conventional wisdom. Tradition is stronger than even something that will work. Yeah.
Well, do we have another caller?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take the other call and.
Meanwhile, that is what this book is also about, partly, in part, that the mindset of the Joshua generation has got to be different from the mindset of the Moses generation.
Yeah.
And that is why this book, you just see clearly who you are and who you need to be if you want to be in the new generation of the revival and the new Nigeria that is coming up, and the new world, the new Christianity that is just before us right now, the kingdom citizens. And so, right now this week, this book is going to be on sale, so it's just for $3. Go get it on Amazon, what they call it, Kindle. And then you could buy also the paperback.
All right, guys. You heard that. Moses generation versus the Joshua generation. That's one of DSA's new released books. And there's also the Plague of Silence. I think you should get that too. It's also
and the Elijah challenge.
Yeah. So those are new sets of books. And HMT is starting this weekend.
Yes.
HMT is starting this weekend on the 2nd of
Saturday.
February.
On Saturday.
On Saturday, the 2nd of February. And it would go on till the 7th of February. And you don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of everything that will be discussed here. And we'll be talking about how to plan your life for the next 25 years. And that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime. A whole generation. Every generation takes 25 years. And someone said to change a nation averagely takes 3 generations. So that's 75 years. But what we are effectively saying is all you need to do is to change 1 generation, and then you can enjoy your life and then be able to impact the ones who are coming after you. So I think we have a caller now. Oh, not yet. So, okay, so like I was saying earlier, DSA, I was saying that I've now learned that the fact that someone is dealing with what I am not dealing with now does not mean he should not be able to speak the truth about what he is struggling with. The fact that he has never even experienced it, he doesn't even know how it feels, does not mean he does not know the truth about what that particular thing is. And I think that one particularly is what Nigerians struggle with. They don't want you to speak about what you are not feeling alongside them. So that's why many people say, why would you have an opinion? You are not even here. You are not feeling what we are feeling. But the fact that I'm not feeling it, yes, sir?
Yeah, because that what you are describing now is the people's want.
Yeah.
And that is what the whole of our country does. It goes to find out what the people want. But that is not the position of a true leader. A true leader and a friend of God doesn't think like that. As a friend of God and as a kingdom citizen, you shouldn't just go to sample people's wants. Yes, listen to what people want, but give them what they need. Never give people what they want. Give them what they need. There are sometimes when what they want coincides with what they need.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's why you need to listen to them. But most of the time, it's not what they need that they are actually addressing. It is what they want that they're addressing. And what you want talks only about the present. The present situation. The situation is what is dictating your want. And you are only blinded by that reality. Because the present reality is blinding your eyes, is blindfolding you, and then dictating and pushing you to a particular want. And that's what they are telling me now. Those people who are against Buhari, they are saying, but can't you see, today, whatever it is right now, pressing them is what is making them to voice that. But they don't know what they need, that they need Buhari right now.
So as of this moment.
So they don't, as of this moment, it seems to them they don't want Buhari. That is not what they want. Because the want is another thing. Just give us anything else. But really, as a leader, you will know that that is what they really need for now.
Yeah.
That is what they need. So it's, we don't follow people's wants, and we don't allow people's wants to dictate to us as leaders. But you come, listen to people's wants, and then find the wisdom to address them and let them know about what they actually need. Then they will be thankful to you. I think we have a caller.
But I think this will be the last call we'll be taking, so you can.
You have a caller.
Come on. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, DSA. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Is that Raphael?
Peter from Belgium.
Peter. Yes, nice to hear your voice again.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I cannot stop watching you. I cannot stop watching your program or listening to your messages. I don't know what the topic you are on today about Nigeria. I know it's going to be difficult for some people to believe what you are saying because they want you to say what they want to hear. And this is what has been happening in our churches. That is the reason the GO and the pastors have dealt with them so much, so long like that. But that notwithstanding, the truth stands, and the truth can never be changed. You have said so many things that when I sit down on my own by myself, I will just be happy because I know that in a question of time, things will not be the same. It's not by the multitude, it's not by crowd. It's just some of us that have understand the principles of life that you have taught, you have taught so many times. When you talk about let me go about Showore. He's of my generation. I love him. I love his guts. I love his temperament. I love his actions. I love how far he came from a very poor background and become those. I love him. I love him so much. But there are some principles that before you win in a country like in Nigeria, Nigeria is not 10 million people. Nigeria is not 10 million, 5 million people. Nigeria is more than 200 million. Diverse culture and everything. You should have sit down and plan well. Like when you talked about the people coming together, Magalo, Kesley Magalo, and all these people, if these people have sit down and choose one and say, I'm going to Senate, you are going to representative, you are going here because there are work to do in the Senate. Because we have a bunch of I don't want to use a very bad word for them, a bunch of people in our Senate that don't want the country to move forward. If they have divided themselves and come in a group, there will be a full force. Even me that is here, I will go to Nigeria and vote. I will go and take my PVC and vote for them. But they didn't put it in a very right way, that we understandable people can understand that they are really in the right movement. On Sunday, a friend of mine in London, we were just chatting, he's a fan of Showore. So I told him he's not going to win. It was an argument between me and him on phone because I told him the truth. And he talked about you too, about your comment that you should leave politics alone and face government. I liked him, but we were arguing, but he didn't want to listen to me. And either me, I don't want to listen to him because he doesn't have a point that can surpass my understanding in what I know. And we talk about President Buhari. Buhari is going to win. It's not going to be ringed. Because the people that is going to vote for Nigerian, we have been seeing it on the television in his campaign. It are those people that even those people that they are saying Nigerians, when you go to the north, go to some areas in Nigeria, it's not social media comment that is going to win for Showore because he's doing social media campaign. So Nigeria has not come to that stage. You should have understand that Nigeria has not come to that stage that social media will turn our politics around. There are still some fundamental things that he needs to do before he can say he wants to rise to the president of Nigeria. We know he has a good intention, but he has a good character, but there are still they are already calling me the excellence. I've seen it one time when they call him excellence, my president, I was even laughing. I was telling myself, but I didn't really got to the understanding that what you just explained now. I was telling myself that this guy just already has been president. But I didn't think about it detail like that, the way you explain it. And these are the problems, one of the fundamental problems Nigeria have. Before you want to contest in anything, they already call you chief doctor, professor, doctor, this, that, and your ego will be high. At the end of the day, when you got there, you will not, that person will forget everything that he wants to do. So for me, I believe that this mission, what you are doing now, is going to have a headway. No matter how people will criticize it, they will still come back. Because the truth, I have come to understand that the truth that you are emphasizing on and your principles and how to change the nation, that there's no way that nobody can change it. It's just a question of time. I'm so very positive because our president now, he has not done anything wrong. He's the only president that is not dancing on the pulpit. He have a short waist. It's not the best that we have, but for now, he is the only person out of all of them. The Nigeria need to room sentiment. And again, the people that is trying to comment that is challenging you, DSA, they are Christians. Most of them are these winners, chapel, all these talking about. Yes, it's true. Because the Geo have collected money from Atiku. So he have to work because they have used a way to silence them, not to make noise in their pulpit anymore. So they are scared to make noise. So they are using social media to attack you, to attack all kinds of fake news on the social media. We know all these things. But when you see the crowd, when you see 3.5 years, what people are not sincere to themselves. What Buhari have done. I'm in Europe. I listen to news every day. I have satellite to listen to Nigeria news. I'm very informed. So nobody will tell me that Buhari have not done something to his capacity for 3.5 years because Nigeria was a very rotten country. We dealt with corruption and insincerity, no truth. So he has done his best, and I believe that he's going to win come February 16. Nothing can stop him because it's not just because he's the best man, he's the best Nigeria had, but for now, what was on ground, he is still the
Thank you so much.
best. Showore, yes, he's good. He's active. I like him, sir. So I appreciate you what you are doing, sir. I really appreciate you. And I cannot stop watching your match. I want to tell Nigerians, for them to concentrate. Then they put their ego down to go to your messages and listen to you one after the other. They will get it right. Thank you, DSA.
Thank you, Peter.
Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
Skoka issues one up. One go. Okay, one person is still asking.
One more.
He's still asking. I know I will be late for my program, but
All
at
right.
least.
So let's take one more call. Of course, do you know a lot of people did not know Trump had contested for president before?
I don't think he had contested before.
Yeah, he had in 1999, 2000.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but I think he dropped it earlier.
He didn't contest. He only showed interest.
Yes, he showed
but
interest.
he didn't run.
Okay.
Yes, he showed interest, but he didn't even go to the primaries.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just to let people know that it's hard to just pop up on the political scene without so much strategy of how to network and get into the crannies to know your world chairman. You are in all of the worlds. You have covered everywhere. People are there for you. It's going to be very difficult because politics is not wishful thinking. I mean, if wishes were if beggars we fly on horses, how they say that. So it's not wishful thinking. You can't just wish yourself to be. It's not positive confession. There's work to be done. I'm glad that they've started doing it, but there's so much more to be done.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where, sir?
My name is Israel. I'm calling from Lagos.
Yo, yeah, you are the very eloquent and bold, charismatic powerhouse that we have hosted several times here. Welcome back.
Yes,
welcome back, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Awesome discussion this night, and then the title is also something interesting. Sorry to first and foremost mention something that catch my attention so much. I don't know how a man will be dashed an aeroplane and he will turn it down. I've never seen such a man before in my life. I'm hearing it for the first time.
How what? Say that again. How?
A man will be dashed aircraft and he will turn it down, he will return it.
Oh, okay. That's the man will be given an aircraft and he returned it.
And he returns it. It's amazing. How here in Nigeria, if such thing happen, it calls for Thanksgiving and special programs. All over the TV magazines will carry that God has done it. And the reason is amazing. The reason for turning that aircraft down is it's not even turning the aircraft that matters to me. The reason is that collecting it will lead to using the church money. That reason alone is what attracts me. Because many people have four aircraft on hangar in Nigeria here. They use the church money to maintain it. And nobody cares, nobody asks them, nobody demand for accountability. That is one. Secondly, some young ones who are coming to politics today, people are saying they are on social media. I want to say this. Many of them knows they are not coming to win, but they want to register their names. The way Nigerian politics is practice is you first come, you make noise, you lambast, you do all these things, so that when you come back later, people will know that, oh, okay, he has come before, so we already know him. So they also knows they are not coming to win. They also know, and then people also knows that Atiku does not have a place to win. Is obvious. Is available everywhere. He cannot even win in his own state. Talk less of winning Nigeria. But actually, the actual reason why I call is that to comment on that act of true leader by showing that a man. I mean, when you said, "Do you know I've been dashed? Somebody has given me aircraft and I return it." I was shocked. I have never seen a man in this country who I don't know. by dashing them aircraft, even when some people that stole bank money bought aircraft for one of the pastors here, Pastor Adeboye, it was like testimony galore. Nobody is asking how do you intend to maintain it and manage it. Thank you, DSA, for keeping and for giving all the sample of what Christianity is supposed to be. I am so grateful to meet you. Thank you very much.
You are very detailed. You know, wisdom, one of the functions of wisdom is that wisdom sees. It's the wisdom sees what others don't see. And the fact that you are able to pick that point out of the many things we have mentioned, that attests to wisdom, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. I want to believe we don't have any more callers.
I think we will not take any more.
All right. So I think we should just end it here. So
Yes.
so you could.
I need to come back in the next 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, it's been a very interesting one, and the topic is the supremacy of truth. Truth must not be sacrificed on any altar. Truth.
Although it's maybe sacrifice of the truth. Anyway, it's okay.
Yeah. Truth must remain true. Truth must remain the authority. Truth must stand in the face of anything and everything. And we must be agents of truth. And, you know, the first place is to be able to confront ourselves with the truth, and then we apply it to every facet of our lives. So thank you so much for being a part of this show today. And my name is Bamisaye Victor, and I'll leave you in the hands of my friend and my brother. Dr. Sunday Adelaja, as he uses final
Yes,
words.
you have done so well.
But don't forget that HMT starts on Saturday.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yes, Dr. Victor, you have done so well, and you are looking smart, as well as you are smart inside as well as outside.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And so thank you so much, everybody, for being with us. In the next 15 minutes, we'll be coming back. And the latest book I just released is Moses' Generation versus Joshua Generation. Go look for it. You know, it's going to be a blessing. You know, you will not believe it. You will just, it's going to be this book is your own personal. For example, if the book I wrote about Elijah's challenge is about how to bring about revolution, how to get free from the bondage and fear and all that, and the one of plague of silence is about confronting situations, but this one is your own personal. It's like a personal gift. It's like for your own personal development, for your own personal arising. It will become like a sunrise for you. You know, you will just be so satisfied. It will be as if you have just eaten. And so do well to get it while it's still at a pre-order sales price of $3. And it will be more than that from next week. But we have another book there that will also be very good for everybody that's watching. If you have not read that book, Where Are the Heroes? Let the Heroes Arise. Only heroes are able to stand for truth, no matter what. And only heroes are able to change the status quo. So that book also will be a great, great one for anyone that is willing to really become free on the side of the truth. We'll be coming back in the next 10-15 minutes to continue my teaching, the new series I just started on leadership. A leader is a ladder. That is the title of the new series we are doing right now, and look forward to seeing you there. For those of you who have not yet registered for the mentorship program, go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. If you want to register for the next History Makers coming, go to sundayadelajablog.com/HMT, History Makers Training. If you want to go with us to Nigeria, go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. If you want to be receiving our messages on your telephone, on your messenger, write down our telephone number, which is +38 098 596 3838. That is our number. Send your telephone number and your WhatsApp number to us, and we'll be happy to be sending you those messages every day for free. So that's it for now. See you in 10-15 minutes. Peace.